Hey guys, Jesse here, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to address a handful of questions that I have received over the past week since we put out the Excel Sports Parents Cross Country Letter as well as the live registration link. First off, just thank you to everyone who has already registered and everybody who's reached out and expressed interest with it. We have so much excitement, so much expectancy over the season, and it's going to be incredible. We cannot wait for your kids to be a part of it, especially really both areas. Those of you who are brand new and you haven't been a part of a cross country season yet, you're in for a treat. Just buckle up. It's gonna be awesome. And those of you who were a part of our inaugural season the year before, we're so excited for you guys because you've been part of this now for a year plus. You've been consistently putting in the work, and you're going to reap the rewards of that. And there are so many big victories, both individually and at the team level, we're going to get to experience during this season, and we're very excited for your kids, your families to get to be a part of that. And so, all being said, I'm going to try to address, like I said, a few of the top questions that have come up. Again, hopefully you have read through the parents letter. There's a few key areas in there. Of course, the sooner you register, you will be able to likely guarantee the right sized uniforms. We are blessed and grateful to have some sponsors who have purchased all the uniforms for the season. And so they are going to be free for all of our athletes, and they will be distributed in the order first come, first serve of when registrations were completed. So if you have not yet completed the registrations, again, it only takes a minute to literally just a minute to submit the form per child. You do need to do one form per child if you have multiple children running with us this season. But it literally just takes a minute. And so please go ahead and do that and hopefully get your child the correct sized uniform for the season. I know a lot of the youth mediums, youth larges, and adult smalls are going to be the fastest taken ones just simply because of the ages and sizes of so many of our athletes. But one of the really big things I wanted to dive into, because I've received just different versions of questions, and they're all great questions. Thank you so much for reaching out about these. And as always, if you have other unanswered questions, please reach out to me directly. I welcome all those. I really endeavor to do my best to be a clear, direct, concise communicator on all of the things that for many of us are still very new for us when it comes to the world of cross-country running. And so I want to talk about the schedule. We waited to put the parents letter out until I finally had every single race of the season, all of the details. So you guys, if you understand, those of you who were with us last year, we didn't know all of the races we could or could not run in. And so honestly, not the last race, one of the next to last races had to do with the regionals, which are the state qualifier. That was not clear to us that we could run in that. And then we were even told by some homeschoolers that we weren't allowed to run at state, which also wasn't true. And if you spent some time around me, I tend to be pretty serious about the things that we're doing and helping these kids with. And so I just spent time asking lots of follow-up and clarifying questions until we got the right answers. So all that being said is this season, we went into it with the benefit of clearly knowing what was available to us opportunity-wise. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break some of those down. And also, by the way, just before I forget to mention, we'll continue to post this in the chat, but we are going to have an Excel Sports Cross Country Parents Meeting on Thursday, August the 8th, right after practice. So approximately 6 p.m. So hopefully most of you will be at practice anyway. So if you can, please just plan on sticking around a little bit longer. It's a parents meeting. Your kids can play on the playground, or your kids could be there for the meeting too. It'll be very helpful if they hear some of the things that we discuss, but we really love you guys to be there, just again to hear these things clearly from myself, from some of the other coaches, and also again just to be able to ask any other questions that you might have, questions or concerns about the season, the program, etc. And it's something that you can please invite other members of the community to. If maybe they've seen what your kids have been doing and been up to the past several months, but they haven't yet come out and joined us. We would love to have their parents come out to the parent info meeting so that they can get their questions addressed as well. So season schedule. Okay. So first off, we are super blessed that we get to run very large regular season cross-country races at the Hermitage. So if your child is in elementary school, 5th grade and below, they're going to get 6 regular season races at the Hermitage. If your child is sixth grade or above, middle school or high school, they're going to get 7 regular season races. The very first race is going to be on a Tuesday because that Monday is Labor Day. So they don't have a race on the holiday. Okay. But so that very first week, we will have a Tuesday race. And then the next 6 weeks, there will be a Monday race. The first 6 total races, so Tuesday the 2nd, and then Monday the 8th, Monday the 15th, et cetera. Those first 6 for elementary school, those will all be at the regular time of 4:45 start time. The 7th one, which is the middle school and high school conference championship, so the elementary school kids will not run at that. That one starts earlier. I believe it's 3 o'clock off the top of my head. Again, all of it's listed there on the calendar. And so even if your child is not in middle school or high school, we would still love them to come out and cheer on their teammates. Again, you'll see when you get there. It's super exciting. It's a ton of fun what happens out at these races, and these kids have all been working so very hard. And we're really expecting some great performances from the middle school and high school kids as well. So all being said is, what can you expect at these races? So we request everybody to get there by 4 o'clock for the first 6 regular season races. So it gives your child enough time to, one, for your family to park. Parking is $5 per vehicle. It's very low cost, and it can be a lot though, because there's the small races will have 1,200 kids. The bigger races could be closer to 2,000 kids. Okay, so it's a huge crowd there. Parking takes a lot, so we're trying to factor in time for parking. Your child needs to get their specific chip timer. I purchase and register all of the chip timers ahead of time, so we need to make sure that they're wearing the correct one for the race, and of course to be able to go through the full warm up. And if there's any other specific instructions, that's why we request for them to be there at 4. So first off, like, what if your kid has a co-op thing or something like that, and you can't get there till 4:15 or 4:30? It's not ideal, but please still come to the race, okay? Them being a little rushed and short on time is way preferable to not having them there, okay? And so we understand that there's certain schedule constraints and different things like that. We totally respect that and understand that, this is something new for many of the families, but we would love for your child to be part of the team and the races, and many of your kids are going to be point scorers on the varsity. We get to score up to 7 point scores for kindergarten through 2nd grade girls, 7 point scores kindergarten through 2nd grade boys, 7 point scores 3rd through 5th grade boys, 7 point scores 3rd through 5th grade girls, 7 point scores 6th through 8th grade boys, 7 point scores 6th through 8th grade girls, and then 7 for the boys and girls both in high school as well, right? So that's, if I'm doing the math right, that's, I think, up 56 kids on the team can score points every race. And that can shift too. This is also important, is luckily we don't have to declare who those 7 are. So like, for instance, our middle school boys there's a whole bunch of them in there who are all super competitive and kind of close to each other's times. So if let's say Cooper Holmes, if he beats out, Maverick Petrov 1 week, he just automatically comes into that point score slot. Okay. And so it's important to always have as many of our kids there as possible, running maximum number of races. So I understand fall break might fall in there. I understand there's other things that might come up. But so when I talk about in the parents' letter the importance of making this a priority and please committing to the races, please understand that we do understand there are circumstances where maybe you might not be able to make it to every race. The 2 reasons why I just try to be very clear and very upfront about that in the parents' letter and the registration form is because what we ran into last season again was how I shared how that we didn't fully understand the schedule, and this was kind of an evolving thing. And then even some kids joined halfway through the season, and they had other things scheduled and just all the stuff. Just long story short, we had a great first season, but it definitely wasn't what it could have been had all of our runners showed up to those championship races. Okay, and so I just want to help you understand the heart behind it. But if your kid can only make it to 8 of the 10 races, that's way better than having them for 0 of the 10 races. Right? I hope you guys understand. So in no way was I trying to scare somebody off, but we're just simply asking, it's because your kids have been working so hard and because all of their teammates have been working so hard, if you would please elevate this as a priority, because again, for most of us, we understand this is a new priority, a new commitment in the fall. If you could please elevate it as a priority, that would be super helpful. Also understand that there's plenty of parents, depending on your comfort level, who would be more than happy to help with carpooling. Several races, I was driving kids out to the races. We got a bunch of extra seats. We're always happy to help with that when it fits and when it makes sense. And so wanted to address that part about kind of the attendance, but I also want to help you understand about the kind of like hierarchy or importance of races. All races are important, especially because one thing that's so awesome about this sport is our kids are racing against themselves every week. Yes, there's gonna be hundreds of kids out there on the race course with them, but they're always racing against their personal best. And you're gonna see a lot of personal records fall week after week after week, and it's gonna be super exciting to cheer your kids on. And it's gonna be honestly one of the most rewarding experiences that they've ever had as they go through that. With all that in mind, the quote unquote most important races are all of the ones that are highlighted in yellow on the schedule, okay? So that would start with the conference championship. Again, that would either be the elementary school is gonna be week 6, middle school and high school is gonna be week 7 when they have the conference championships. We have athletes who will earn all conference honors. They have medals at conference, will earn team trophies at conference. So conference would be the start of what I would call the most important races. Also that week of conference for our 8th grade and below, so this one's not for high school, 8th grade and below, is we will have regionals. Regionals has its own set of medalists. It has its own set of team trophies, but regionals is also the qualifier for the state championships in Knoxville 2 weeks later, okay? And so qualifying for state can happen one of 2 ways. It's different with different age divisions, but basically if they're in the top, they're the top 5 teams, there would be the elementary school and there will be the middle school, boys and girls. In any one division, the top 5 teams will automatically advance to the state championships. Now, our goal with several of our teams is to make a top 5 spot so that if that happens, remember, we only get to score 7. This is what's cool though. If we only score 7, and say the team that we're most likely to do it would be our elementary school boys, or the most likely to break top 5. So with them, let's say, Daniel, is it Daniel, Micah, Levi, doing this on the fly, Aiden, Caesar, right? And, Caleb's in there working now, Jonah, Elias, Noah, whoever wind up being those top 5, okay? If they score, or top 7, if they place as a top 5 team, if they score as a team in the top 5, every elementary school boy who came out to that race, so again, you might have Christopher. Christopher's a kindergarten first grader working really hard, but just much younger than a lot of the other boys. He'll still get an advancement to the state championships because he was on the team that qualified. It's really, really cool. So that's one of the 2 ways that your child can qualify for state. The second way then, which is what we had last year. Last year, neither of our teams placed the top 5. And again, it's because it had the combination of elementary school plus some of, like I said, some of our runners didn't show up to the races because we didn't know about this stuff far enough in advance. With that, if after the top 5 teams are subtracted off the score sheet, they then take the next top 25 individual placers, and they also qualify for state, even if their team doesn't make it, right? And so, Zoe Malsby, it's unlikely that our middle school girls team will be top 5 at regionals, even though we'll have several great individual performances. But it is very likely that Zoe Malsby could make it as an individual runner, even if the middle school girls fail to make it. Okay, so just trying to help you understand. So far, conference is the first really important race. It's the 6th week for elementary school. It's the 7th week for middle school and high school. The next big one is going to be regionals, which is our first Saturday race. Regionals will be for middle school and below. And regardless of how fast or slow they are, they all have a chance to make it to state because of team qualifications. Okay. The next big one then is going to be state, which would be 2 weeks after regionals. Now, that's the one that is not included in the registration because only kids who qualify can register for that. So that will have a separate registration, but that's the last Saturday of October. Then the next Saturday, the first Saturday of November, which I think is November 1st off the top of my head, that is going to be the HXN, the Hermitage Cross Country Nationals. In cross country, there are several national championship races that are held. We are blessed, again, to have one of them here at the Hermitage. We don't need hotels. We don't need to travel, any of that type of stuff. And so it'll be over 2,000 runners at this race. We have two teams that have a chance to win the Hermitage Cross Country Nationals, and it's gonna be really exciting to see them go out there and participate and compete at that. So that is definitely one that we want to have maximum participation at. Okay, so that'll be the next Saturday race, and then the final one. This race is new, and this is new to us, and it simply has to do with the schedule. So the Hermitage Cross Country Nationals are always at the Hermitage. This other one, there's 3 other like main national championships, and it just has to do with the organizations who sponsor it, different parts of the country. So the big ones out there are the Junior Olympics has a cross country nationals, USA Track and Field has a cross country nationals, and the Cross Country Coaches Association has a nationals. The Cross Country Coaches Association has their nationals in Knoxville at the same place where we will race at the state championships the month before. That one, I reached out to the event organizer. I shared this in the parent chat already, but we have, usually you have to go to a regional qualifier for that one, which is in St. Louis. I reached out to the meet organizer. Long story short, XL Sports got an automatic bid for every runner to go to the Cross Country Coaches Nationals in Knoxville the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And so that is included in your child's registration fee. That is the 10th or 11th race, depending which grade they're in, that they will get to run during the season. So I just want to help you guys hear and understand this. So 2 of the races do require travel. Now for the Knoxville races, you do not have to go out the night before. It is Eastern time zone and it is a 3-hour drive. We'll communicate more of those race details as we get closer to them. You don't have to go out the night before. Last year at state, a couple of runners did drive in the morning of, and it worked. It's just an early morning for you. Ideally, though, it would be where you come out the night before, simply so you're there, you're checked in, you don't have to worry about an accident on the interstate or any of that type of stuff, delaying your travel with it. But those are going to be some huge races. We're going to see kids from all parts of the nation, the most elite kids out there. Several of our XL runners are already at that level, and so several of our runners are not yet at that level, but they need to be shown what's possible, what's out there, right? I won't talk too much about weightlifting. I'll probably bring this point up more when we have the parents meeting. But I was actually just talking with my kids at the dinner table a couple of nights ago, as we often do, about running. It's kind of a regular conversation here at our house. And I was talking about one of the things that has been helpful. There's many things that have been helpful in the early and great success we've had here with the XL Sports Running Club. I was talking to them how I back in 2003 I started that first weightlifting team at a school that never had a kid lift weights before. They had zero history of weightlifting whatsoever back in 2003, and I started that program. And you know what? We lost every single competition we went to the very first year. We didn't have any kids qualify for state. We literally started from scratch, and this was okay. But what I did is I took those kids, I threw them on a bus, and we drove down to Spruce Creek High School, where I was from. At that time, 25-time defending state champions or whatever they were. And I said, hey guys, we're gonna get our butts kicked, and we're gonna go lift against literally the best lifters in the state, and it's gonna make us better. And we did. We got our butts kicked. It was a great experience, and they learned and they saw. See, 'cause up to that point, all they'd seen is like me lift weights, and they're just looking at each other, and they don't really know what's out there. And this is like before YouTube. You couldn't go just like pull up videos of weightlifters all the time. So we had to show them what else was out there. That's why, like in the parents chat, I regularly share just different, mile record broken, high schooler did this, world record, whatever type of stuff. I'm just trying to continue to share inspiration, because we will never achieve at a level beyond the level of our core belief. And if we don't even believe something's possible, how can we strive for it, right? How can we pursue it? And so it's going to be huge for our kids to get to go to these high-level national championships. I mean, praise God, only 2 of them are a 3-hour drive away, and everything else is right here in our backyard. We are so blessed with so many great, high-quality running opportunities. But I've talked too long. I tried to address those couple of questions, so please register your children. Please lock in your uniform sizes now while there are still some available. Please ask me any other questions. It's okay if you wind up not being able to make a couple work things, that if you get to them late or whatever it might be. Just please make your best effort in those situations. Please communicate with us as coaches, and other families would love to fill in and help with things where we can. So thank you so much for being a part of what we are doing, and we look forward to seeing you guys out on the race course this season.